What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Denise, and my brother,
Derek. What's up, everybody?
And this week on 3D Rivals, we're going to be talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Came out, it aired 2 weeks ago, so we got the first two episodes, and I have to say, I'm kind of intrigued by it. What did you guys think?
I thought it was pretty good. One thing I hope we don't get the entire season, which I feel like we will, is this, oh no, we have to save an evil person to save the world, because that was kind of like the theme of the second episode. Turns out Freddy is like kind of that guy that's going to start Hydra, and I don't want that theme to continue throughout the whole season, so I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't want that either. Spoilers for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if you haven't seen it, I guess. Season 7. But yeah, I don't want that either. So every time period they go to, they have to jump around. But now didn't they change something, or they didn't?
It didn't.
Okay. It was just Daisy being stupid.
Yeah. So I don't know if I want to bring this up or not. I am. I'm not following time rules.
Dude, that was my thing. Starting with the first episode, I was just like, wait. So we just gonna forego all the other time traveling rules?
Yeah, well, one, I don't think they're following the rules they established for themselves, which was already different than the MCU. But the rules they established in, what was that, the 5th season?
Yeah.
Are they abiding by those rules still? I'm a bit confused.
They made up a. It's just that is what, like, yo, I get that you're not officially part of the MCU and whatnot. Since you sin Endgame, like, can we at least follow that rule? Because Marvel's saying this is the rule of the time travel, and you guys are just like, nah.
Right,
so I mean,
you can create small ripples, and it will not change. The
like everything was still happening.
Right.
So I'm like, but Endgame said changing anything won't change your future. It only creates a different timeline.
Right. Well, Endgame gets away with that. Besides Captain America, Endgame gets away with it because they did not actually change the past. They used the stones to change their present, but they did not change the past at all, except for Loki and Captain America. Those are the only two loose ends there.
Right. Endgame was like, hey, if you affect the past, that doesn't change your present. It just basically creates another timeline for whatever happens in that past to be a whole new future.
Yeah.
Which saying,
I think they were following. Weren't they following that?
No, because
here they were saying you can do small changes and it won't affect the future. So they're basically trying not to change the future, which is completely different than what Endgame said.
Right. I got that same thing.
In season... Oh, go ahead, Derek.
Was trying to say, like, in the comic books, that's why you get different variations of stories or whatever, because it's always like an alternate. Like, well, this happened in the mainstream timeline, but because of this one thing changed, this made an alternate timeline, an alternate story. And so, like, that's what was said in Endgame, because that's what the Ancient One said to the Hulk. It was just like, all right, if you move the stone from here, it creates a whole new stream. Mm-hmm. You put it back, it puts the same. But it was like, even though you change the stream, as Denise said, it won't change your future. It just creates a whole nother timeline. And it's like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. just forego all of that.
Well, I was saying in season 5 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it seemed like they were following that rule, because when they went back in time, they changed the future for themselves going forward, but that future, because Deke is still alive, that future still exists on its timeline.
Right. But they changed there, yeah. I don't know. They're not following the rules, which was kind of annoying. But I was like, I guess I'll just let it go.
We'll just roll with it. So the rules now are that you can affect the future.
Basically. Yeah, because that's what they're doing. Because the whole point is the Chromacons are coming, destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. Because if S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't exist, then they can take over the world, apparently.
Right.
So they're basically trying to do this to protect their future. So, I mean, they're not following the time travel rules that they created.
Okay. Well, I always said after last season, or at the start of last season, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pretty much is on an alternate timeline than the MCU. Like, because they tied in kind of, so some of the MCU events happened for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does not happen within the movie universe.
Which is, okay, I get that, except for they started off being in the movie universe. Then at some point, it was just like, whatever. Which is fine, but not fine at the same time.
Fine, but not fine. Speaking of the Chromacons, May, what do y'all think the deal is with that?
Oh, it took me, I didn't finish the season last year.
Okay.
But what happened to her?
She died, basically, where she almost died, fighting the,
Yes,
yeah.
I believe.
And
Okay,
then,
and it brought her back to life.
yeah, Gemma came in, like, they thought she was like dying right there, and then Gemma came in and put her in the little stasis machine. Because Gemma, I don't know if she's been traveling through time or if she went on that little mind field. I'm pretty sure they'll explain it later in the season. But apparently Gemma's had a lot of time to develop a lot of stuff. So
And the connection with the mind thing, because the Chromacons was trying to use her and Fitz to create whatever weapons that they needed to create to change time.
And that's why her and Fitz have to be separate, because whatever they know, the Chromacons also know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they did scan their mind in last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, are you saying that May might be part Chromacon or something now? Is that how she helped her out?
After the end of the second episode, I think May is, because they said they used some of the Chromacon technology to help save her.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Phil Coulson is built out of he's an LMD, but they use some Chromacon technology too.
Okay. So, you're saying at some point in this season, will May just go berserk and then not be on their side anymore?
I don't know if that's going to happen, but something seemed off about her. For one, I thought she was like another one of those aliens had taken over her, like Phil Coulson was last season.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then, like, she's so logical, I guess. The way she's...
A little off.
Yeah. There's no emotion.
Maybe that just has to be...
Well, like the one scene where she was talking to Enoch, and he was telling her that she couldn't leave the ship, and then it was like, okay, I'm hungry, and then just walks off. Yeah. It was just like, okay. So, yeah, it is giving like a premise that there's something more to her.
Yeah, she's very straightforward, just like... I don't know, it seems more robotic, right? So that's why I feel like that's the case. Although she straight up kicked this dude's tail.
Oh, Enoch? Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I was like, jeez. Like, he's a robot. How did you lose?
I mean, he's a nice robot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be done because at the end of the second episode, he was just like, oh, no. First of all, I'm sorry. No robots run fast?
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, do the Terminator 2 run.
No, he can't run fast.
Oh, man. The entire time, I was like, Terminator 2 run, dude. Like, let's put some Tokyo stuff.
And then when they left, he just stopped and was just like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well, I was watching it with my wife, and she was saying the same thing, like, oh, what's going to happen now? But he's waited before. When Fitz... In season 5, when Fitz put himself in cryostasis, he waited all those years for the world to blow up and all that.
Yeah.
So to meet them in the future. So they didn't even follow their time rules in that season.
No, they didn't.
All of a sudden, I was so confused, and maybe I just missed a lot of their jibber jabber when they be talking, making up science stuff. They have a certain amount of time that they can be somewhere because all of a sudden there was a clock. It's like, oh, we got to leave in 15 minutes. I'm like, wait, what? Where does clock come from?
It's
That
the
just
same
came
thing
up.
with the Chromicons. Like, they only can be in that time period a certain amount of time, a time limit.
I know. I don't think that's it. It's Fitz is controlling where the ship goes, and apparently, whatever he figured out, he was saying the ship was leaving in 15 minutes. I don't know why. I feel like they're never going to explain it. It's just an excuse for them to leave Enoch.
But they suck without Enoch.
But the
They don't know
Chromicons
anything.
said they had to leave too, though.
Well, they had to leave because they didn't stop what they wanted to. They wanted to stop Malik from delivering whatever he was supposed to deliver.
Right. So
The
once
Super
Freddy
Soldier
gets
Suit.
But they did say that we're going to miss our window. They also said that we're going to miss our window.
I think they were talking about the killing Malik.
I think once Malik got into the car, that was it because he completed his mission. So killing him now doesn't change anything because Hydra would have that little green vial that they always had.
Yeah, which apparently is what created the Red Skull, which I'm like, that's a cool tie-in. That's pretty cool.
That's fine. Yeah. Can we you know what? When this first started, like when Mac opened his mouth, I was like, I forgot how much I hated you. Like he is like the worst director of anything ever.
Yeah.
It's like he hesitates every decision. It's just like, dude, just make a decision.
Yeah, how come LMB Phil Coulson isn't the director? Can we just we just do that?
I don't get it. Like, okay, Mac, you take this vial out of the liquor bottle and you're like, what's this? Something says, yo, you might want to keep this on your person. So you let it fall on the ground, completely ignored, so this boy can pick it up and run away. I'm like, Mac, what are you doing?
Because I'm like, okay, don't stop the creation of Hydra because you gotta start Shield, but don't allow him to have the vial. Then Red Skull don't get it.
Well, if Red Skull doesn't get it, then you don't have the Hydra division of Nazis, and so there's no reason.
That's my thing. Mac not doing anything. Nothing changed in the future. Mac not did anything because he's stupid. It had nothing to do. Oh,
Yeah, because he didn't know. Yeah.
He just didn't do anything because he's stupid.
But it would have changed it.
And then another thing. I'm sorry. It's 1931. We might want to leave our big black guy on the plane.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
6'5", big and black, just like, nah, bro, you stay on the plane.
Yeah, they didn't even address it. Everyone's just talking to him like it's normal. Like, hey, look, we ain't got to address that and everything, but maybe since we're in 1931, like you said, leave him on the plane. Because they only addressed it once with a few people giving him weird looks at the beginning of episode 1, and that was it.
And it kind of like hinted at some things like, you know, women being in charge of things in 1931. And they're like, ain't no dame gonna tell me. Did she give him the stank eye and that's it? I was like, y'all know the 30s? That one not. So I don't know. I was like, let's not pretend that we're not in the time y'all say we're in. Okay.
Yeah. But Enoch, I think, is just going to wait there wherever they show up. Since he's staying where S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to get created, he can just find them.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they hop in the 1960s, he'll be there waiting for him?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that makes sense, because they need him. They can't accomplish anything without him.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to do a dramatic scene where it's like someone's opening the door and they're all afraid, and then it's like, oh, it's Enoch type of deal. It
makes sense, because the bar has been the place, so if he just waits 30 years, they'll eventually come back to the same spot. Okay.
Yeah.
I tried to figure out like how this gonna work, but all right.
Yep.
Oh, another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did they not create no Chromicon detection kit or something? Like we know these dudes. Like I feel like that's like something we might need. Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like, are we smart or nah?
Nah.
I just
No,
like
because
we
that
have robots that can.
only smart person is Gemma.
True. I like Gemma.
I like Gemma.
I like Jim an awful lot, but I just feel like the common sense is lacking on this super spy team.
Oh, they're the worst super spy team.
Oh,
They're not the greatest super spy team. Remember we had better people on this super spy team? They're all gone.
The worst. Well, I'm like Yo-Yo and Mac are the worst. Oh yeah, now all of a sudden Yo-Yo can't use her powers. Stay on the plane. You're also worthless.
Yeah, so I guess something to do with. So at the end of the last season, one of the little bat things flew into her because people can't close their mouths. So that's what I've been like. Like, what was it? It was in the beginning of last season, and like the bat was flying at the guy, and he's screaming with his mouth wide open. And I'm like, what these things do? Like, what are you doing?
Like,
Keep your mouth closed.
Should make themselves happy.
It's not like it's the xenomorphs from Aliens.
Right.
Face and force your mouth open.
Just put on a Hannibal Lecter mask and then nothing gets in. Duh.
Or,
solved.
or your COVID-19 mask.
Yes.
If you want to bring it up to date.
Yeah. So anyway, but they killed the girl before she was fully taken over by it. So I guess they're saying it messed with her powers or whatever. But she's probably just having performance issues,
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it was saying. She could have got it because she saw it falling over.
Yeah, the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just,
so I feel like that's going to be an issue for half the season, and that's another person that can go kick rocks.
Yeah, there was a few people I like as crazy as Ward was. I did like him on the team. I think Ward did well. Trip.
Yeah. I really like Trip.
Trip was great. Are we missing some other people? Bobby.
What's her name? Bobby.
Oh yeah. Mockingbird. Why did we get rid of Oh, they were supposed to make a spinoff. That's why.
And look, that spinoff didn't happen, so bring them back because they're 10 times better than Mac and Yo-Yo.
Yeah, and her husband.
Yeah.
What's her name? Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter.
Hunter? Yep, there you go.
I would have taken Sparky boy that died in that one season.
Lincoln? No, I hated him.
I don't like Lincoln either.
He's better than some of these other people.
He's better than Deke? He's just as annoying as Deke. I think I like Deke better.
I like Deke better. Okay.
I do like Deke. I like Deke.
Deke be funny, though.
I like him better than others, but like is strong. Can we talk about Quake not using her powers?
Yeah, I don't understand.
And combat, so why are you always fighting?
Yeah.
Just use your powers.
Yeah, I think that's just for TV though.
I think it's because they don't want to
hand combat scene.
Yeah, I was like, I guess it's because they don't want an easy solution.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, come on, let's be realistic. Even Superman be having hand combat scenes. So this is like
Superman don't hand-to-hand combat. Superman can't fight. That's a bad analogy. Superman can't fight.
Well, I'd be like, but that's just like when you watch the Justice League cartoon and you're like, Superman, why don't you use your heat beam? Like, use your heat vision. And he does in the entire episode just because that would make it easy.
Superman being soft and stupid. No one ever said Superman was smart. Come on now.
Okay. So, yeah, Quake doesn't quake, which is weird because I feel like that's probably really good. And oh, you know what? I know this isn't about the first 2 episodes of this season, but last season, excuse me, we found out that the whole aliens, whatever, they worked off of a frequency. Like, the little knives that stopped them, it stopped them because it was a certain like they vibrated at a certain frequency. And I'm sitting there the whole time, vibrate at a certain frequency. I wonder who can do that. Maybe it's the person with vibration power thingies. Like, what's wrong with? And she, until the end of the season, she didn't do it at all. Didn't do it. I'm like, they're like, there are too many of them coming at us. Oh my gosh, we're gonna stop. I'm like, you did it midway through the season. Destroy all the bats with your powers. What's wrong with you?
I don't get it. I mean, it's not like she's super powerful. I mean, because you know what I mean? It's like powers with the equivalent of Avalanche from the X-Men. Like,
no, she's supposed to be super powerful.
She can be very powerful. She can be up there like Magneto.
Yeah,
but I feel like they power her down for the show.
Yeah, because in the comics, she killed Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she learned how to use her powers, and she can pinpoint her little vibrations as much as she wants. So she exploded his heart.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, man, what should do? Give him a heart attack? Smart. Yeah. So yeah, but I feel like even if you use her powers all the time, it'll still be okay. She need to use her powers more, or use her stupid powers all the time.
Yeah. So I don't think like they're not touching on Quake's powers, that like her potential or what she can do. They're not doing. It's just basically like she pushes people with her powers.
Like, you better start breaking some bones. Like, come on now.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're fighting Chromicons, right, they're robots, maybe you can undo some screws or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then I'm like, I don't know, is it because it's on ABC, they not want to hurt people, but you're still spies, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I was just watching too much James Bond this weekend. I'm like, this dude just be killing people.
Well, he has a license to.
Is that what they're missing? They don't have their 00 license?
I guess not.
Okay.
Also in this universe, I'm like, I don't know why they're like their Shield. I'm like, did Shield actually? What is Shield at this point?
Shield still doesn't exist, right?
It does. It does. Back. It came back in Age of Ultron, right? But Nick Fury's still the head of it. So I'm like, what is this portion of Shield? Because
the division that does all the stuff the Avengers could care less about.
Yeah.
Although, if there was a giant robot race going back in time to destroy, I feel like the Avengers would be on this. Seems like an Avenger thing.
Well, I mean, how would they know they're going back in time?
Someone calls it the real director of S.H.I.E.L.D. How about that? Oh my God, Nick.
That's true. Yeah, I'm like, nobody's contacting you.
Somewhere out of space right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and they think Nick Fury's dead.
Yes.
We still not know Nick Fury's alive? I thought we accomplished that.
I mean, I would figure that, he would tell that people were part of S.H.I.E.L.D. that he's still alive, right? Because he was on the helicarrier in Age of Ultron, even though he was pretending he's dead. So, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. knows he's alive.
But
I feel like everybody's alive by now, right?
Nobody don't know that the real Nick Fury is not on the Earth, though.
Yeah, we don't know when that happened, though.
True.
We know for Spider-Man it wasn't the real Nick Fury.
Where is he now?
Well, they're speculating he's starting Sword, which is probably true.
Cool. It's the lady with the green hair, right?
Yeah. What's her name? I don't remember her name. But she's an Inhuman, though.
Probably just make her a mutant and call it a day. That's all.
Yep.
No problem.
Yeah. Because I wonder how they're going to approach the Inhumans, because the Inhumans don't exist in the MCU anymore either, so...
Look, we need mutants before y'all start talking about Inhumans. Especially since Inhumans are irrelevant. Like, who cares? Give us mutants first.
They could have done it well, though. That's all I'm saying.
Could have done a lot of things.
Because especially how they set it up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm like, oh, the Inhuman series is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It was so bad. So.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a very interesting concept, though, on explaining on how Magneto and Professor X could be introduced and not necessarily be like superly old.
Okay.
From the X-Men cartoon that we grew up on, that Magnus was a result of a civil war in his country. They never really say what country, they never say when, but it just say that that was the cause of his anger, of his people, you know, basically being killed and enslaved or what have you. So
Wait,
it was just
so
like
our cartoon, it wasn't the Holocaust?
time or make up a fake war or what have you, and he can just be the product of that. Anytime.
X-Men Revolution, they didn't say it was the Holocaust.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought of something that would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
What if Magneto was Latvian?
European country in Civil War. I read somewhere recently. It's like, I mean, this is like rumor. Magneto will be like the good guy, like the good guy, and I'm like,
I
don't
did
do that.
see that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Magneto as a good guy.
I feel like I get that you can change stuff, but don't change
But
that.
you know what? In all the X-Men movies, he always ends up having like a good heart at the end of the movie.
Well, he's an anti-hero.
Yeah, but he does. But at the same time, he's a terrorist, and I don't think we should change that.
Yeah, well, that's why like he needs that complex backstory, because it's not that Magneto doesn't care about people. Like, he cares about people.
He sees, he has seen and lived on how bad humans treat each other.
Yeah, so he doesn't like humans. So it's kind of it's this mixture of, you know, being angry at humans but still wanting to take care of his own, which is why sometimes he's fighting with the X-Men and sometimes he's fighting against them. So you still need something to create that dynamic with Magneto. I don't know what I think about Magneto as just a plain hero.
I don't like it. Because you lose that dynamic, and I think you absolutely need that Professor X and Magneto dynamic where Magneto will help you out for the greater good of mutants. At the same time, he has his own agenda, as in we are superior, and after years of being mistreated, I'm just not going to take this anymore. And I feel like you have to keep that. You absolutely have to keep that. It's kind of like the core of who he is. Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah, I would say that is extremely important.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, this Batman's not, you know, depressed and brooding anymore. Like what?
A happy Batman?
Happy Batman. Like, I need that? I don't want it. So yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they do the mutants, maybe skip over Xavier and Magneto for the time being and bring them in later.
I think that is my thoughts too, especially since we already had like so many mutant groups that already existed. Like, you could skip over Magneto and Professor X for quite a while until you get your own standalone X-Men movie, since we know that's not happening for like years and years down the line. Mm-hmm. You can definitely introduce like Gambit or something, you know, or I don't know. I wanted to say Wolverine, but I don't think you should introduce Wolverine right away either.
I say you skip over Wolverine and just go straight to X-23. Like,
oh yeah, nah, yeah, absolutely. I think that's one. Like, just go straight up to X-23.
Yeah, because then you don't have to worry about like, oh, this actor wasn't as good of a Wolverine as Hugh Jackman was, and blah blah blah. You know, so don't, like, you can use her. Don't make her a clone. Just make her the Wolverine, but it's the X-23 character.
Being a clone is good. That's fine.
Okay.
Then Hugh Jackman can exist in a universe without actually having Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Don't worry about recasting him.
Very cool.
I think.
Also, that gives you an opportunity to have a Latin American main character.
Yes, then you don't have to make up stuff. Yes. You should absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like X-23 is like a character that's been developed more in the comic books as years has gone on. I think that's like a perfect place to start.
Yeah. Because I'm like, you can easily introduce Weapon X as a, the secrets, society experimenting on mutants.
We talk about like how they get mutants all this time, but we forget about Mr. Sinister, right? You can just have a modern day Mr. Sinister and he creates mutants like he did in the regular X-Men.
True.
Like, I don't have the X-Men right away, but like Derek said, like have people like Mr. Sinister, have Weapon X exist, and then have that stupid secret society with what's that dude's name? Sebastian, whatever his face.
Oh, the Hellfire Club.
Oh, Hellfire Club.
Like, that is all you need.
Dude, wouldn't that be a cool TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, Hellfire Club?
Yeah.
That would be a cool TV show.
Dude, they should do it.
Because you're talking about Sebastian Shaw, Emma Frost, Phoenix, and there's one other person.
Have all the cool mutants. Really do.
Disney, if you're listening.
What's the other guy? Because it's the Black Queen, White Queen, Black King, White King.
Yeah, I don't remember.
The person that would know this. I don't know this.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody.
I'm going to Google that.
I'm going to say he's a mutant.
Yeah, that's all you know.
That's obvious.
Dude, that would be a really cool TV show.
Would.
But I mean, we're getting cool ones anyway, so it's fine. Whenever we get them.
And better.
I still can't wait for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
No, so I can re-sign up for Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. You need to finish Mandalorian. It's good.
So, when Falcon and Winter Soldier will come out, I will finish The Mandalorian.
Okay.
I'm up for it in August, but it looks like I'm not going to sign back up until October now.
For the new season of Mandalorian. Who?
Master that was in the Wolverine podcast.
Oh, Mastermind.
Yes. Oh, like that's what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Best mutants.
Yeah, like this is what I'm saying. Like I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I'm not sad that these type of shows are going away because I feel like if you're going to have everything be connected, it is better in the studio's hands than in someone else's.
Absolutely. And that end, like I feel like in the beginning, and maybe that was what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s problem is that they tried too hard to connect without being able to really connect. But see, now I feel like since now you're taking place after this movies, this is your chance to get right in line with everything else, and you're still not doing it, so there's no excuses.
Yeah.
But I also think that, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of campy, and I don't know if it's because they want to stay family-oriented or whatever. It is, like, not my idea of a spy show.
No. It's
And I do
definitely not.
I feel like they totally got away from that.
It's like, it's S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm like, even like with this season, like, oh, we're going back in time. But at the same time, I'm like, y'all are really bad at y'all jobs.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of the spy stuff that you was like the S.H.I.E.L.D. in season 1, the S.H.I.E.L.D. that we saw. Could you see Black Widow being a part of that S.H.I.E.L.D.? It didn't seem like it.
Right, no. And I felt like the character that fitted best was Ward, but turns out he was evil. You know what I mean? Like, Ward was the only person I gave off, like, spy, like, in that same line as, like, a Hawkeye or Black Widow or something. Like, someone like, hey, I'm going to do some really underhanded stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really get that from them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, S.H.I.E.L.D. is not a good organization. Like, they're for the good of the people, but they're kind of awful.
Well, yeah, that was the whole thing with Winter Soldier, right?
Right, but I feel like this TV show is trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're all good, and but you're not really though. There must be some great. I mean, like even in the cartoon, you're like, oh, these people S.H.I.E.L.D. up here again doing some underhanded stuff.
Right.
Just couldn't trust them, and I feel like I don't really get that, and I want that though.
Yeah, so I feel you on that. I think you're 100% right. Maybe if they did some more gray area stuff. But it's an ABC show, so it actually falls in line with a lot of other ABC shows. I
I don't
mean,
know. I watched a couple of episodes of Alias. I mean, she's also the worst spy ever, ever, ever on the face of the earth. Never seen some more emotional spy ever. But at least it was just like, oh no, I accidentally killed all these CIA people because I suck at my job. But that was an ABC show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of some of these shows, we are less than 6 months away for Daredevil's rights to be back at Marvel.
I'm not about to do nothing with that.
You don't think?
Nope.
Do a movie.
Nah, I think he works better as a TV show.
Works better as a TV show. They got too much going on. They're not about to touch that right now.
Dude.
They said that a lot of stuff that they will be getting the rights to, we won't even see until Phase 5 and 6.
Right, which means I'll be 110 years old and don't care anymore.
Because
You're
they
still
said
okay.
because they said like stuff is already, they have already stuff written and in post production. Not post,
Production.
Pre-production, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't mean they can't change
Yeah.
it. They change stuff all the time.
I can absolutely change it. I just
That
feel
would
like
be a huge amount of changes. Because you're talking about like when they came out with what Phase 4 is going to be, and then all the movies. One, everybody was super off.
True.
And it's just like they have already had that plan. I'm like, it wasn't new to them. It's just new to us already. So it was like it didn't matter what happened with Fox or what was going on with Fox anyway. That was what the game plan was going to be.
Yeah. Well, one of the telling things that they have like a set plan is the fact that they didn't shuffle the movies. They just moved each one down because of the delay.
Yep.
And so it's like this has to come out in this order.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking like these licenses of characters that they able to get and things. I feel like it's not going to be until like years and years later.
I don't think it's gonna be that
Like
long.
they're not going to stray away from what they have already.
Because
I feel like
you
a
gotta
lot of
think they
these
can change
older-
Phase 5. They can change Phase 5.
Yeah.
Phase 5. You figure Phase 4 was in position because they didn't have Fox yet. Phase 5 right now could be anything that they want it to be.
Yeah. Thinking that a lot of things will be shows. Will be
TV
TV
shows.
shows instead of like movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because,
saying.
like,
So, how come you can't do a Daredevil TV show?
Good. I feel like it's like the last, you know what I mean? Because they got to introduce all the other stuff first. Daredevil's like the last person they're thinking about right now.
And you got to think that they're not using the same actors for these characters either.
You could.
Good. What else is that guy doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but Marvel said like,
Yeah, but you can still make the Daredevil show canon. It didn't like trample on any of the stuff that happened in the MCU.
It's true.
yeah,
Oh, well, see, we say make it a TV show, but they can't show it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Just don't, because I mean, like, if Falcon and the Winter Soldier is gonna be like
true.
like the Winter Soldier movie, that's just a step down from Daredevil. It doesn't have to be as gritty as Daredevil was.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you gotta think like Daredevil on Netflix was ruthless.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, I feel like you would have to catch people up because how many people are watching Daredevil on Netflix? I feel like you would have to put the first 3 seasons on Netflix, or I'm sorry, on Disney Plus, and be like, yo, and then we're going to continue this.
Oh, nah, that ain't happening.
Hulu.
Hulu.
Yes,
It
we
would
do
have to be
everyone
on
have Hulu?
No.
Disney
No.
Plus. I'm telling you that right now.
Can't be on Disney Plus.
Well,
It'll
we'll
be
see
on
what
Disney
happens. Maybe they'll use some of the characters. I mean, doesn't mean it has to be a Daredevil show, but maybe they'll use some of the characters.
Well, maybe. I
Like
mean, it's
Kingpin.
possible.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah, I
can
would like.
use Kingpin in anything because he crosses multiple heroes. He's the villain to multiple heroes in MCU. I mean, in Marvel.
But I mean, what's his main person? Spider-Man.
No, Daredevil is.
Double, but he also is Spider-Man's villain too, and the Punishers.
Yeah, that's why. That's why Netflix had the rights to it, or that's why Fox had the rights to Kingpin when they had Daredevil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that was Fox, right? That movie. Was that movie Fox?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Were you
think
with
it
Ben Affleck?
Yeah,
I don't know. Was it?
I think so.
I looked that up.
I think
No
so.
idea.
It went back to Marvel because they never made another movie.
Oh, that's because it sucked so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, you got stuff like that. Use Kingpin or who? I don't know. Have Foggy Nelson be someone's lawyer.
I would see that.
Yeah, but also like you can introduce Daredevil in the She-Hulk series, right?
Yeah.
That'll be. Yeah.
Right, because Jennifer Walters is a lawyer.
Yeah, it was Fox. The movie was Fox.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I say you can do stuff like that. Like not even he
makes
doesn't even
sense.
have to be a main character. You could just have him show up for a few episodes.
I would like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean after Netflix, I don't know if I could see anyone but Charlie Cox doing it. Oh man.
I mean, he fed it so well, but he's replaceable. I wouldn't. He's replaceable.
Yeah, but still he's Daredevil to me now.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I am jumping back onto Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before we end the episode. I am excited to see like where they're going to go. I'm glad it's not just them in the 1930s for the entire season. And I heard somewhere that they were going to be like tying into the MCU a lot more this last season. So I feel like they're going to be touching on a few things. Like this one was Captain America, right? Because they had the super soldier serum. So maybe they go to other points in time, like maybe Ant-Man's time. And we've run into some PEM particles or something like that.
Okay, Ant-Man's time, ain't that like 2000? But you talking about the first Ant-Man? With
Yeah,
Michael
that's the
Douglas?
60s, yeah.
Okay. We had like a decade episode?
I don't know.
How many decades? Okay.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be jumping all the time, but it's apparent that we're going to be going to a few different timelines, right?
Yeah.
No, so that'd be cool. I wonder if they're going to jump to the future at some point.
I was thinking, I was like, how many other timelines could there be? But maybe, yeah.
Mm.
How many episodes is this season?
I don't know. What was last season? 12? 13?
I don't know. I did.
Mm. It's shorter than the other season. It's not like a 20 episode season. So, yeah.
I don't know.
So I am interested to see where they go. So we'll see next week. We'll see what that's about and see how well it does. But that's all I got on it. Anything else you guys wanted to mention?
Yeah, I don't know if we got to cover anything. I'm not sure we covered anything at all. But
Probably not. If someone didn't watch the show, they were like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
I mean, the gist of it, there's robots trying to change the future and they're trying to stop them.
Yeah, we touched on it.
I am interested to see are they at next, and I hope it's not like this drawn out ridiculousness that the last season was. So I think the fact that they're going to different time periods will help that. After a while, like get out the future already.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but isn't the
whole-
same lady that plays Sharon Carter gonna be in a few episodes?
I think is she
I heard that, but I wasn't sure how true that was. Is that true?
Haley Atwell? I don't remember. I don't know if she is. Is she busy?
Probably. Oh, I mean, I know that was a rumor, but I wasn't sure if that was like a done deal true.
Yeah. Didn't she have like an Amazon Prime TV show or something?
He was in that Netflix show, but that was only one episode.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
she
know.
might.
So I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool if she did. I think she's pretty awesome. So
Yeah, but that means they're. Oh, well, I was gonna say that means she's jumping to the 40s, but no, it doesn't, because she was around until.
I mean, it would make sense because if they're trying to stop it, I feel like you gotta.
Well, have to show up at one point, at some point.
Yeah, because she started Shield, and she was around for decades in Shield, so makes sense.
And it's a 13 episode season.
13. Okay. Well, we'll check out episode 3 next week. Yeah. So, those are our random thoughts on Marvel and Agents of Shield. I think we kind of went over all over the place this one, but that's cool. Make sure you check us out next week. We're still doing our MCU rewind. We're gonna be checking out Thor.
The mighty Thor.
I need a horse. That's gonna be the best line from the movie.
No, the another is the best line.
Oh yeah. See, Denise, you were talking about like not really wanting to watch Thor. You didn't have a best line from Iron Man 2. There's plenty in Thor.
I didn't say I didn't want to watch Thor. I just really want to hurry up and get to the Avengers.
Oh, okay. We're almost there.
Thor and like Captain America, I'm completely fine with that. It's
Okay.
cool. It
Yeah,
was
cool. The lovable lag of Phase 2.
It's not that many movies that we gotta just get through Iron Man 3 and
Age of
Thor,
Ultron.
Dark World.
The Dark World before we
Age
get
of
to
Ultron, I'm telling you, I appreciate it a lot more after Endgame now.
yeah, Endgame helped it.
Endgame. If Endgame did not exist, no one would want to watch that movie again.
It wasn't that great. Oh, I learned that they only killed Quicksilver because that was part of the deal with Fox.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay, Quicksilver sucked.
Yeah, but it was still dumb that he died. It was like, man, that is so stupid. But it was because of the Fox deal that they
Right,
had to
because
kill him.
they wanted to use him in the next 2 X-Men movies.
Which also sucked. Can we get a good Quicksilver?
Well, the way that they shot
is done.
Quicksilver
He is
was
not
good.
coming back. They do not bring back characters in the MCU.
Yeah, he's done. Well, we got WandaVision coming up. Let's wait on that.
Vision,
But it
doesn't
ain't
count.
real though. That ain't real. It ain't real though.
It wasn't real in the comics either, and yet it changed a lot of stuff. Also, her children, her fake children that she had in the House of M became real characters. So,
Oh, okay, that's just weird. But but Vision is a robot, so bringing back a robot back from the dead, that's fine. That makes sense.
yeah.
No, once you're dead, you're dead.
But she has reality altering powers. That's the thing. So she can change the reality, and even if she changes it back, it might not be back the way it was supposed to be.
Who says that she won't bring her brother back? I
Yeah.
mean, if I can alter reality,
That's it. Quicksilver. He's back.
why not?
Yeah. And you can even bring him back as a different actor too. Like,
Absolutely, because no one had the other
It's just
guy.
Quicksilver. I mean, come on. I mean, if you can change the moms and wives on Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
but I was saying you could bring him back and explain it off as like her powers. She got him from another universe or something. You know.
This would be a whole nother roadie deal. Like, hey, I'm different. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ain't gotta explain it.
It's even like that on My Wife and Kids when they changed the girl to play Claire.
Goodness gracious.
They straight up changed my daughter.
On that episode when it was the new actor, he came in the room and was like, "Huh, you look different." And she was like, "Oh, it was my hair," or something like that. But it was hilarious. But yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting. But yeah. So check that out. We're gonna be doing Thor. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll be reviewing that movie, and we're going through all of MCU. It's going to take us forever to do it, but we'll do it. So,
It's going to take us about a half a year to get it done.
It's going to take us longer. Huh?
That's forever. He said only a half a year. 6 months is a long time.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah.
Hey, this August we would have been doing the podcast for 2 years. So, and we're almost on our 100th episode.
Wow, dude, 2 years?
2 years.
It's crazy. We've actually done this for 2 years.
All two of you. Thank you.
Our 2 fans.
There's 10. That's all right. You never know. Next year could be the year. No. Anyhow, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. If you are one of our 2 fans and you want to reach out to us, you can on Facebook. It's facebook.com/3drivals, or you can email us 3drivals@gmail.com. As always, we thank you for listening, and peace out.
I have spoken.
Is that, yeah, I've spoken, right? Isn't that Mandalorian?
Yeah.
What was it? That's perfect.
I spoken.